Day 5, and today we're diving into real estate. I'm going to show you my exact investment criteria, the markets I'm researching, and we're going to take a look at actual properties that I'm considering for my first investment. But this is the main thing. I'm not looking for just any rental property. I want something unique, something that creates experiences for people while building wealth for me. Kind of like I mentioned in my last video, right? Something that actually moves me and gets me excited. By the end of this episode, I might have found a property that I'm gonna make an offer on. That's the joy of this, right? I guess welcome back to the journey. If you're new here, I'm Johnny Montero and I'm documenting my path from running a single service business to building multiple revenue streams. Day 1, I shared the vision. Day 3, we analyzed my current business. Today, we're talking real estate strategy. Now, I need to be upfront about something. I haven't bought an investment property yet. I have been researching, analyzing, learning. That's exactly what we're going to go over today, and that's what I'm going to change over these next few weeks, right? Today, I'm going to share my investment criteria. I'm going to show you the specific markets I'm targeting and where we're going to look at properties that fit my strategy. Because what I've learned is you can research forever, but at some point you got to make a decision. You have to take action, right? You can take in as much information as long as you want, but if you don't do anything with it, it's worthless, right? So let me start by sharing my investment criteria because not all investments are created equal, right? And so I'm not interested in the traditional rental properties in suburban neighborhoods. Nothing wrong with that strategy, but it doesn't align with my vision, like the vision that I shared in the first video. Here's what I'm looking for. First, unique properties that create experiences. I'm talking about cabins in mountain towns, beach houses, properties near ski resorts, unique architecture homes, maybe even tiny homes or converted properties, maybe an old church or something like that. Right? I want properties that get people excited to be staying in. Second, short-term rental potential. I want properties that can command premium nightly rates through Airbnb, VRBO, other platforms. Maybe even social media, we make a profile about it. I'm not interested in long-term rentals that generate $1,000 a month. I want properties that can generate $150, $300 per night during peak seasons. So third, markets with strong tourism or seasonal demand. Ski towns, like I said, beach communities, areas near national parks, wine regions, places where people want to vacation or have unique experiences. Fourth, properties that I can add value to, and I don't want turnkey properties that are already maximized, right? I want properties where I can improve the experience, upgrade the amenities, or enhance the marketing to increase revenue. Things that need value add, those are the ones that I'm going to be looking for. And fifth, properties that fit my budget. I'm looking at properties in the $200,000 to $400,000 range. That gives me enough room to find something special without overextending myself financially. Okay, that's one of the biggest things people get into is just overextend themselves doing too much, right? This is how much they make, this is how much they spend. So where am I looking, right? I've been researching several markets and I want to show you my process, right? Market number 1, mountain towns in Colorado. Places like Breckenridge, Keystone, Winter Park. These areas have strong ski tourism in winter and hiking, biking, and outdoor during the summer. Even like Idaho, Montana, these places have great weather for that. But the challenge is prices have gone up significantly. But there's still opportunities if you know where to look, right? If you have people looking for you, have a good team, if you have a good network, okay? Market number 2, beach towns in North Carolina. The Outer Banks, areas around Wilmington, smaller coastal communities. These markets have strong summer tourism and the prices are generally more reasonable than places like California and Florida, those beaches. Market number 3, lake communities in Tennessee and Kentucky. I love Lake Tahoe. That is my ultimate goal, is to live there one day, but it's too expensive. But there are beautiful lake properties in the southeast that offer great short-term rental potential at more reasonable prices, right? Market number 4, unique properties within driving distance of major cities. Tiny homes, converted barns, tree houses, properties that offer unique experiences for people who want to escape the city for a weekend, a week, what have you. All right. Let's look at some actual properties, right? I want to show you my analysis process and get your feedback on kind of what I'm considering, right? Because like I said, I want this to be a community. I want your feedback as well. So first property is a cabin in North Carolina, about 2 hours from Charlotte. It's listed at $285,000, 3-bedroom, 2 baths, sits on 2 acres with mountain views. It's currently set up as a vacation rental, generating about $35,000 per year in revenue, right? So this is my analysis on it. $35,000 in revenue minus expenses. That's, estimate $15,000 for management, cleaning, maintenance, taxes, insurance, leaves about $20,000 in net income. Right, on a $285,000 purchase price, that's about a 7% return, which is decent, but not amazing. But here's what I like about this property, right? The photos show it hasn't been updated in years, right? New furniture, better photography, improved amenities, and I think I can increase revenue to about $45,000-$50,000 annually, which would make it a much better investment, right? It's a lot more attractive, a lot more meat on the bone, if you would, right? So that's the first one. Property number 2, it's a lake house in Tennessee, listed at $320,000. It's right on the water, has a dock, 3-bedroom, and it's currently long-term rental, generating about $1,800 a month, right? Not what I'm looking for, but great location. Maybe turn it into a short-term rental, right? The current owner is listing it as a traditional rental, but look at the location. This could easily be a premium short-term rental. Lake houses in this area are rented for $200 to $300 per night during peak season, and if I average $150 per night at 60% occupancy. That's over 30,000 in revenue just for peak season, right? Other summer season could bolster as well. So winter. And property number 3, that's what's interesting. It's a converted barn in Virginia, about 90 minutes from DC, about $275 purchase price, renovated, unique structure, and it sits on 5 acres, right? So this property is appealing because it's unique. It's people from DC who want to escape weekend, who want to escape for the weekend, couples getaway, photographers that want a unique backdrop. Properties like this can command premium rates because they offer an experience you can't get anywhere else, right? You're not going to get that in Washington, D.C. in the city, right? So let's talk about financing, because this is where it gets real, right? I have about $80,000 I can use for an initial down payment, initial improvements, right? For investment properties, most lenders want about 20-25% down, so that puts me in about $300,000 to $400,000 range for total purchase price, right? I'm not going to use my own money, but this is what I've allotted from private money and stuff like that, right? I never want to use my own money, just a heads up. But I've been pre-approved with a lender who specializes in investment properties, right? The rates are higher than primary residence mortgages. We're looking at about 7-8% right now, but the numbers still work if I find the right property, right? It's all about the numbers and doing your due diligence, right? So here's what I'm going to do over the next 2 weeks. I'm going to visit at least 3 properties in person. You can analyze these numbers all day long, but if you need to see the properties, to understand the markets, right? Talk to local property managers, get a feel for the area, talk to realtors, maybe talk to some local residents. So it's going to be tough to get to some of these, but I want to try to get to them, right? I'm also going to connect with property managers in the market because I don't want to manage these properties myself, right? I want to find experienced managers who understand short-term rentals and can help me maximize these returns, right? And so I'm going to make my first offer. I've been researching for months, but research is nothing without action, right? It's just really, really expensive education. By day 15, I want to have made an offer on a property. That's the goal, okay? So that being said, I need your help. I've shown you 3 properties that I'm seriously considering. Which one do you think has the most potential? The North Carolina cabin that needs updating, the Tennessee lake house that could be converted to short-term rental, or the unique converted barn in Virginia? I'd really want to know you guys' input, right? Drop a comment below. Tell me which property you choose and why. And if you have any experience with short-term rentals, real estate investing in any of these markets or with these products, I want to hear from you. This community is going to help me make better decisions. And here's something I want you to think about, right? What's your version of this? Like I said about the first video, like maybe real estate isn't your thing, but what's the investment opportunity that you've been researching but haven't acted on, right? What's your version of making that first offer, okay? Because here's what I'm learning. The difference between successful people and everybody else, it's not that they have all the answers, right? It's the fact that they take action even when they don't have all the answers, right? It's when they have that fear and they still push forward, okay? We want to be those people, okay? So day 7 is going to be all about systems, okay? I'm going to show you the specific processes I'm building in my therapy business to reduce my dependence on being there every day. We're talking about documentation, training protocols, and the hiring process for my first therapist. We have 3 interviews set up this week. Hopefully we get a good candidate. But between now and then, I'm going to be underwriting properties, talking to lenders, and moving closer to making my first real estate investment. This is kind of when the journey starts getting real, right? So if you're following along, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell because things are about to get very interesting, right? It's fun time, okay? But I'll see you on day 7. Until then, keep building.